Hi, everyone. Welcome to another episode of WYTPod, the online community for e-commerce entrepreneurs and business owners. And today we have the CEO and founder and an investor and co-founder of Style and Give. Please welcome Rachel KIMBALL and Peter WILHELM. Thanks a lot for being with us today. How are you?
Thanks for having us. We're excited.
Yeah. Cool. So I think we can jump right in, and just so that our audience can know you a little bit better, if each of you would just give us a little of your background, that would be great.
Yes. So again, I'm Rachel. My background is in luxury markets. I've been a fashion stylist for years. So this has been pretty easy going right into this with Style and Give. And Pete, you want to talk a little bit about?
Yeah. I've been an entrepreneur in various different types of companies. I've been blessed to be able to work with animal rights, nonprofits, and with vulnerable children nonprofits, as well as both on the media and tech side of it. So to me, when we first talked about this 10 years ago in New York, it was the perfect partner match is what you want, because you know, with her ability and her passion for the luxury items, I'll shop in New York City and I'm just blown away at the different types and varieties. But on my side of it is, you know, the SEO, the analytics, the back end of Meta. So it was a good little partnership when we got going on this.
Yes.
And if you can, I'd like to just do you a little tour around our shop, so to say.
Sure. Please share your screen. Go for it.
The first part you need to have is, as any online store, is the ability of a top quality website. We chose Shopify as our back end, which makes it easier for a lot of the decisions since they have simple templates and different parts of that. The amazing part of it that Rachel's done is these collections, some of the visual side.
I mean, I know when I'm shopping, I'm a specific shopper. Usually I'm looking for a specific item. If I need an earring, if I need a shoe, you know, I want to find it and find it fast. So I think shopping by collections is how shoppers really do like to shop. So we try to make it as easy as we can on our site.
Yeah. And one of the unique parts about us is 5% of every product supports a charity. So when a seller sends an item to us, they have to choose a charity. They also have the opportunity to share in their commission as well. We have several people that share 100%. We recently just did a promotional partnership with Make-A-Wish Georgia. So you can see all the items here, if you purchase them, will support Make-A-Wish Georgia. And
outstanding.
So on the other side of it, you can see over here, you can choose any one of these charities that we've already had. And one of the fun parts of this job is like Christmas. We open a box and we get to see really amazing luxury items.
Yeah, we do.
But we also get to learn about different charities we've never even heard about, you know, supporting the different causes that our sellers want to promote.
I think we're up to like over 50 charities right now. So that list grows every day. So yeah, it's exciting.
You have as many charities as you have products almost.
Fortunately, yeah. Keep growing fast.
Yes.
And the other part of this business side of it is to make it as easy as possible for both the seller to get the products to us and to make it delightful for the person to shop.
Right.
So that's, fortunately, again, the industry is more mature, so we're able to benefit from best practices. And then the last part, you know, just to brag a little bit about Rachel, when I started off, I'm like, how are we going to promote another bag that there's 1,000 of them on there? And she has a gift for both written blogs, and as you can see, she does very much on the video blog side of it. So that was a real gift, because in today's world, trying to find your niche and to be relevant was a really neat surprise to find out.
It's also great to have an excellent partner. I think that really helps too. But yes, thank you, Pete.
Clearly, yeah, and it helps to have a good model for the products as well. So you do it all, face of the company, really, right?
Yes.
Great. Thanks a lot for that virtual tour. That was fantastic. And so you know, I love your vision, and I am a big time animal lover. and I'm a bleeding heart, especially for kids, and to know that you have, charity for at-risk children and for animal rights and things like that is fantastic. It's praiseworthy for sure. And that you care about the planet, obviously. And that resonates with a lot of today's consumers as well. There's a shift. Thank goodness, because we need it, we need a big shift. So can you share some of the challenges that you faced when you got started and how you overcame them?
Yeah, I think the first part was getting all the tech set up. And in today's world, we're with basically, we target and work with Meta and Google, and getting to optimize and using their shops. So it's not only just a Shopify site, I have to do a Meta shop, I have to do a Google shop, and then tie into all the other different social media platforms so that our customers can find us. And that's part of our daily game, is looking at the numbers and trying to find out what's hot, what are people searching for, and then making sure our products are in that list.
And we'd love sellers to not just send one Gucci item. Let's send a couple, multiple items. We love that. So yeah, just more products.
I think that's still the ongoing challenge, is just getting more and more items sent in and then optimizing.
How about the supply chain? How's that working out for you? Because that seems to be a common pain point for many online retailers. So how have you managed that?
The supply chain, because the sellers are individuals, it's just building the trust with them. So we're not dealing with an organization that's in China, or that these are mom and pops that in the United States that basically just put it in a box and hit the UPS store and ship it straight to us.
Right.
So
they don't even have to itemize their items. They can just
okay.
And record
And you
as
don't,
we open.
you don't have to manage stock or anything like that. So
yeah, most of our stuff is 1 or 2s.
Yep.
Yeah, that's very clean.
That size of it, but it's a storage challenge to make sure we have the inventory for the items that come in. And because unlike we don't have a pile of 16 medium shirts. We have one medium and one large of that, even on your tennis shoes that we were talking about earlier.
Right. So it's a balancing game to make sure you have enough stock but not carrying too much. Right. So I guess you're using some algorithms to predict purchasing behavior and everything, and stocking according to that.
A little bit. We also have the advantage that our sellers send the item in and they are not paid until the item's sold. So a lot of flow, and that's the great world of consignment. Bigger players out there, you'll see we can have more items sent to us, because until that item is purchased, we don't have to carry that flow.
That escrow really creates a lot of trust.
But there's an obligation on our side. We like to try to target when an item comes in, that we try to have it off the shelf in 30 days.
Yes.
We don't always achieve that, and sometimes it's faster if it's the right pair of shoes or bags and those things. So
well, maybe you'll clear all your stock on Black Friday.
Yes.
I'm sorry, Rachel, you were about to say something?
No, we're definitely going to start doing more lives. I think that's going to help too. I think just getting in front of the camera and connecting with people really does build your business. So I think that's what, the next couple months, you might see us every day on live. But,
fantastic.
That's the way that it works, right?
But if it works out, we clear them on Black Friday, but then on Giving Tuesday, we get them all back.
Yes.
A whole new boxes of stuff coming into us for the charities. So that would be the
perfect.
Yes, that would.
Cool. Well, if you can, get some videos going and really be the face of your business, then I'm sure I'm not the only one who would rather to support somebody like you than some, I won't mention any brands, but some of the big brands, and what you're up to, and with your mission and your vision. I'd love to support you. So I think you're on the right track.
Thank you.
Yeah. So Now, and I did go through your website before we got on the call, and I saw a lot of really nice stuff. Now, it doesn't matter how good your stock is unless people know about it, right?
Yes.
So how are you driving potential customers to your website right now?
Yeah, it's to me, it's the iconic tools of you have Google ads. They actually have a lot of free promotion they do in their marketplace, which is nice because their value for Google is to be a successful search for their customers. We do the meta ads. We really focus on Instagram is our market.
Sure.
So being relevant there. The other part is to do these type of appearances. You know, it's not necessarily in the old days of going down and doing a pop-up at a store. It's doing a pop-up on an Instagram live.
Yes.
You know? And again, Rachel's really gifted at the ability to share in that luxury space. So.
Yeah, I think it's just our outreach and really, you know, focusing on that. But we're learning something new every day, right? With that. So yeah.
I'm sure it never stops, the learning process. I mean, I had an interview with someone the other day, and I asked, you know, how did you overcome these problems? And she corrected me. She said, well, you never really overcome all the problems, right? It's ongoing. And
There's a new one every day.
in fact, I think I'm going to change that question now because of that. That was a really good answer.
Right.
So who exactly are your customers? What's your core market?
Well, I mean, I think it's definitely the conscious consumer. I mean, I think everyone out there would like to get a deal on what they're buying, even more today. So I think it's you know, the consumers that want to not only help the planet, but also, you know, are looking for a good deal. And I think that's, you know, I think that is the direction everyone is headed. I mean, I'm just seeing it more and more and more with luxury markets. You know, people want to buy and feel like they're getting value and they're getting, you know, the product is a good product, but also that, you know, it's a recycle, reuse, consumer based system. And I think that that is what is going to continue to grow and hopefully be what we do in the future completely. So yeah, I think that's
Sure.
what that is.
All right.
And the consumer has, I mean, Google Lens right now. I don't know if you ever use it, but if you want to shop for a product, it'll pull up everything across the board, you know. And
Yeah.
how often do you get your Amazon app out when you're trying to do, you know, shopping to compare the prices on even just the grocery store stuff?
Yeah.
It's just amazing on where our market and the shoppers of today versus going down to, you know, the three options of the big box stores.
Right. Or having to go into a store. I think, you
Yeah.
know, so
COVID
much easier
changed.
now. It's like, what do we even do that anymore? You know, so,
I go
yeah.
out once a week, whether I need to or not, just so I get out of the house. I mean, that's my adventure. I go down and buy to the supermarket, you know. I could get the stuff online, but I intentionally don't do that. Or else maybe I'll just sit in my house. Maybe I shouldn't be admitting that right now. That doesn't sound
No,
good.
it's
But-
the truth. I think people will definitely.
So the convenience is the danger. I mean, obviously shopping online is superior in so many ways. You don't have to drive around, waste gas money, hassle with parking, go to 3 different locations to find the stuff. Obviously, we all know that. So that's the way of the future. It's really funny how the COVID situation, the lockdown really drove it home for so many people just a couple of years ago. And so it's a different world. It's a brave new world now. And you guys have obviously adjusted to that. So a lot of good stuff. I really appreciate that. And finally, are there any other sort of pearls of wisdom that you'd like to share with entrepreneurs who are just getting started in the game?
Yes. I had a good friend of mine who's a successful business owner tell me, do 3 things a day to move your business forward. And, you know, even if it's the simplest or littlest of thing that you think it is, every day it just kind of compounds and it grows. And so I think that was excellent advice. And I've tried to do that in the last year, and I think it's worked. So,
And similar, I had a successful entrepreneur that shared Atomic Habits by James Clear. And
Okay.
to me, what I loved about it is it did two things. A, focus on the doing the right things at the right time, but also making things more difficult that you shouldn't be doing. You know, there's so many distractions in today's world of, you know, driving across town to drop off a box when really is at the best use of your time today.
Right.
You know, so really focusing on what is the best habits and the bad habits, try to make sure you stay away from. So it's a good book.
Right. So I was going to ask, you know, obviously you're spinning a lot of plates. When you're a business owner, you have to wear a lot of hats and it's easy to get distracted. So I was going to say, like, how do you keep everything running smoothly?
Meditation.
Yeah.
I meditate. You know, it's just, it's a process of, you know, being organized and being calm and having a positive attitude.
And accountability. I mean, that's a great part of having a partnership, you know. When one of my first businesses, I was by myself as the one business owner. And you know, I had to make up a partner just to keep me somewhere accountable and say, this is what I'm gonna do, this is gonna be, you know, is this the right decision?
Yeah.
Because when you're making the decision by yourself, you know, it's always a challenge. Is this the best decision?
So true. So true. You don't want to, you know, manage things in a vacuum. It's really dangerous because you can be the smartest guy in the world or the smartest woman in the world and still make bad decisions just because you get, you know, forest in the trees and all that stuff. So it's good that you guys have found each other. It seems like it's working out pretty well.
Very lucky.
Congratulations on that.
Thank you.
And thanks again for taking the time. It's very much appreciated. I know our community is really going to enjoy this content. And I appreciate your time very much. Thanks again for joining us. And I wish you all the continued success in the world.
Thank you, Mark.
Thank you.
Thank you.
It was a pleasure.
Thanks, guys.